3, 2, 1.
Okay, folks, this is your video for level 9 for Noteflight. So in level 9, we're going to talk about, mostly what we're looking at is making our melodies have longer, what we call musical phrases. So a musical phrase is kind of like a sentence, or it's a line of a melody, and usually it lasts more than a single bar. Okay, so far our melodies, mostly you've been focusing on just composing one bar at a time, following the chords and making sure that the notes stick with the chords and follow along. But what we're going to do now is we're still going to be thinking about our chords, but we're also going to be making our melody phrases last a little bit longer. And we're also going to talk about how to create a melody that follows a form, so it sounds really nice and kind of makes sense. Okay, so here's the instructions. Compose a 16-bar melody that is made up of four 4-bar phrases and uses either an A-B-A-C or A-B-C-B form. So we're going to talk about what that means. So don't worry if that confuses you. That's what this video is going to talk about, okay? Create some chord changes that follow your form and write the solid triads on the bottom line to provide some harmony. So just like last level down here, you're just going to write the chords to go along with your melody, okay? Then compose a melody based on your chord changes. When writing your melody, think about a single phrase or melody line that lasts a full 4 bars instead of each measure being separate. You might decide to work on a single phrase at a time rather than writing the whole melody at once. And last, don't forget to include some dotted half notes and some passing tones. And if you can't remember what passing tones are or how to use passing tones, you can go back to level 8 and look at the video there. Okay, so before we get into things here, we're just going to talk about a very quick rhythmic thing that a lot of you already know, but we're just going to go over it quickly, and that is a dotted half note. So just like a dotted quarter note can take a quarter note plus an eighth note to make a note that is 1.5 beats long, we can also use a rhythm dot here on a half note to make a 3-beat note, a half note plus a quarter note. So when we add a rhythm dot to a half note, it becomes a 3-beat note. It adds an extra quarter note, okay? So half plus a quarter equals a dotted quarter, and we're going to use that in this melody, okay? So let's talk about form and phrases. And we're going to look at 2 melodies that you've heard before. First is just Mary Had a Little Lamb, okay? And if we listen to Mary Had a Little Lamb, we'll hear that there's kind of 4 different phrases here, and I've color-coded them. So black, blue, black, red, or A, B, A, C. Okay, A, B, A, C. And each of these is a 2-bar phrase, so it's kind of one sentence that is 2 bars long. So let's just listen to Mary Had a Little Lamb and try to hear if you can hear the 4 separate phrases and how it follows an A, B, A, C pattern. Okay, so when I say it follows an A, B, A, C pattern, what I mean is just that it, so the first phrase we're going to label A. Next is a different phrase, so B. But then we use that first phrase again, exactly the same. So A, B, A. And then we have another different one, C. So our phrases go A, B, A, C. And we can hear how each phrase kind of fits together. It's not separate. Mary had a little lamb is one whole phrase. Little lamb is another phrase. Okay, and then we go back to our A phrase, and then we have another phrase here. Fleece was white as snow, kind of an ending phrase here. So that's an example of an A, B, A, C phrase pattern. Okay, let's look at Ode to Joy again, which we looked at in, I think it was level 4 when we were writing variations. Okay, so Ode to Joy, we just composed the first part of Ode to Joy. The melody is actually longer, and we're going to follow an A, B, C, B pattern. So if we look at the color coding here, A, B, C, and then back to B. And let's listen to that. Okay, so here it has the first phrase, which is 4 bars long, so that's kind of one whole sentence, this whole thing here. So it's not every bar separate, right? Then here, our B phrase is pretty similar to A, but it ends differently, which gives it a different sound at the end of the phrase. Then we have C, something totally different, right? That's kind of the middle section. Let's listen to just the C phrase. Okay, so that's our C, and then we go back not to A, but we go back to B, which has that nice kind of ending sound at the end of the phrase. Okay, so this is an example of phrases that are each 4 bars long and follow an A, B, C, B pattern. Okay, so in your melody, you're going to choose either A, B, A, C, or A, B, C, B form. Okay, so what you're going to do here is we've got 4 lines, and each line is going to be one phrase. So here's one melody phrase 2, B. Okay, if you're doing A, B, A, C, then you go back to melody phrase A, lasts the whole thing, and C at the end. Okay, so I'm just going to check my time on my video here, and I'm going to stop and create a part 2 video and continue on and show you how to create your melody.